Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions card game, we have a casual Flash Thompson Venom going up against an expert Eddie Brock Venom. So for our villain setup, we have one main scheme, Leave Us Alone. Content, we have Venom, Symbiote Strength, Standard, Down to Earth, and our expert cards. Setup, put the bell tower environment into play, quiet side face up. On the flip side here, we've got a threshold of 10. Forced interrupt, when Venom activates against you, move each face down boost card from your identity to Venom, and starts with 2 threats per player on it. The bell tower, if there are at least 3 chime counters per player on here, flip this card. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Venom by an attack, place that many chime counters here instead. Then on this side, increase all damage Venom takes by 1. If there are no chime counters here, flip this card. When Venom's attacks would deal any amount of damage to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. For each chime counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Then for Venom, starts with a scheme of 2, attack of 2, toughness and steady. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the tooth and nail side scheme and put it into play. Vengeance, force response. After you attack and damage Venom with a card you control, place 1 face down boost card on your identity and 18 health. And tooth and nail response, after Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from here, and that comes in with 8 threat. Then for our hero setup, Venom, thwart of 1, attack of 2, defense of 2. You can control 1 additional upgrade that has the restricted keyword. Symbiotic Bond as a resource, take a damage to generate a wild resource, hand size of 5, 12 health. Flip side, recovery of 4. You can still have an additional upgrade that has the restricted keyword. Armed and ready for setup, discard cards from the top of your deck until you discard a weapon upgrade, then add that card to your hand. Hand size of 6 on this side. Then for Justice, we have 1 Power of Justice under Surveillance, Spycraft, 2 Surveillance Teams, 3 Homeland Interventions, then Monica Chang, Spider-Woman, Agent Coulson, and Quake. And for our basic cards, 2 Power and All of Us, our resource cards, Agent 13, Nick Fury, Plan B, Endurance, Helicarrier, a Sky Destroyer, a Government Liaison, and a Symbiote Suit. All right, finishing up our setup, shuffle the encounter deck. Then Flash is going to get his 6 cards. Looking for some weapons, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Spider-Woman, Quake, Power and All of Us, Spycraft, Power of Justice, and a Helicarrier. It's not bad to get out early, especially with some help of a resource. Neither is Quake, but no guns. All right, energy and strength. All right, so we're going looking for our first weapon we can find. Found a little baby pistol. Well, we're going to bring in Quake. And she's going to attack for 2 to get rid of tough. Flip over. Take a damage to bring in the Helicarrier. Then exhaust that to make our next card 1 cheaper for our pistol. And then we'll thwart for 2 and end her turn with some resources for next turn. Homeland Intervention, behind enemy lines, and Monica Chang. So we're going to get a threat. He's attacking, Quake defends. So 2, if this activation is an attack, take 2 indirect damage. Put both of that over here down to 9. And then she goes away. Then 2 encounter cards. All right, now we're angry. Attach Venom gets 2 rage counters. His attacks gain overkill. If he takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove a rage counter from here. And +1 attack. And he's got violent tendencies. Attach to the villain. After attached villain takes any amount of damage from an attack, give attached villain a face down boost card. If that attack dealt 3 or more damage to the attached villain, discard this card. All right, back to our turn. We will attack for 3, which is going to give him a face down boost. He was attacked and took damage. Means we get a boost. And that goes away. And also took 3 threat off of that. Going to bring in Monica Chang with the help of a Helicarrier. 4-1, attack at 1-2 health. After she enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the surveillance team support. Put it into play. Place a snoop counter on each surveillance team you control. Just make sure, yep, hadn't pitched any yet. There's one. So it comes under 3 counters. As an action, exhaust it and remove a snoop counter from it. Remove a threat from a scheme. So it's 3 plus the 1 from her. And we're going to go ahead and use it. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to remove 3 threat from a scheme here. If we paid for this using only physical resources, we could confuse someone, but we're not. Then we're going to exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. Then we're going to attack for 1. Just a face down boost. We get rid of this. And just hope the next attack doesn't have overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Project Rebirth, Savage Attack, Tendrils, Powering All of Us, and Agent Coulson. All right, 1 threat. Attacking, defending. A whole bunch of boosts. You are stunned. If you're already stunned, take 2 damage. And no other nastiness, so 3 damage coming in. We survived. Well, she didn't. 1 encounter card. The villain attacks you. We'll defend. So 2, 3, 4. We block 2 and take 2. All right, we're going to bring in Agent Coulson. 4-2, attack at 1, 3 health. To enter its play, search your deck and discard pile for a preparation card, add it to your hand, and shuffle our deck if we go through it. Are we going through it? Nope. Spycraft is right here. Helicarrier, to bring that in, play only if you control a spy character, which we do. When you reveal an encounter card, discard it, cancel the effects of that card, and discard it, then reveal another card from the encounter deck. Thwart for 2. Take a damage to create a resource. Project Rebirth. As an alter ego action, exhaust it. Choose to either draw a card or heal 3 damage from flash. We're going to flip over and heal 3. And end our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Behind enemy lines, Genius, Sky Destroyer, Under Surveillance, Government Liaison, and our multi-gun. So 1 threat, scheming for 2, 3. Counter card, Venom activates against you. Each boost card turned face up during that activation gets +1. So 1, 2, 3, plus that's in play. All right, heal for 3, up to 12. Oh, I was an alter ego, sorry. We're going to bring in Government Liaison. As a hero action, exhaust it, play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. We're going to thwart. Well, we can't thwart. We're going to flip over, attack to get rid of stunned. Bring in our multi-gun with 3. Hero action, choose one of the following. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Choose a player, deal a damage to each minion engaged with that player, or remove 2 threat from a scheme. We're going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Then thwart for 2. Then remove 1. And end your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tendrils, Intervention, Run and Gun, Endurance, and her Spidey Sense. Add a threat, get attacked and defend with Coulson. Coulson goes away. Encounter card. Volunteer work. Cannot thwart this scheme. As an alter ego action, spend 2 resources of any type. Remove threat from this scheme equal to your alter ego's recovery. If your identity has a civilian trait, draw a card. And 6 threat on that. All right. So you cannot thwart this scheme. So we're not going to. We're going to have Homeland Intervention come in. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted this way. 1, 2, and 3. So that's going to be 6 threat. Then multi-gun to remove 2. Then we will thwart for 2. Run and gun to ready Venom, and each weapon upgrade we control. We're doing one Spider Sense. I think we'll hold on to that. We're going to go Spider Sense. When the villain initiates an attack against you, draw a card. And end your turn. Keeping run and gun. Intervention, another run and gun, or other pistol, and locked and loaded. Get a threat, initiates an attack. Draw into a symbiote suit. Go ahead and defend. So base 2, 5 damage coming our way. We block 2, down to 9 health. 1 encounter card. Venom activates against you. Each boost card gets +1. That's going to hurt. So base 2, 3, 4 damage coming our way. That gets 2 counters on it. We're down to 5 health. All right, we're moving 2 threat. Gonna bring in our other pistol. Actually, we're not going to use that to remove 2 threat. We're going to use Surveillance Team, using that to remove the 2 threat. Use that to deal 2 damage. Down to 15. Then we're going to put on a suit. Taking a damage to help pay for it. Our identity gets +1 to each of its basic powers, +1 hand size, and +10 hit points. Unfortunately, we're going to get an extra encounter card while that's in play. So we're up to 14 health. We're going to go ahead and flip over and heal for 3, up to 17. And end your turn. Drawing 4 cards. Plan B, run and gun, savage attack, surveillance team, and get an encounter card. And shuffle, and we're going to get 3 more since our hand size is now 7. 1, 2, 3. Run and gun, Nick and Agent Coulson. All right, we get a threat. Scheming for 2, 5. 2 more encounter cards. Let's see, change to hero form, the villain attacks you. We'll defend for 3. It's got a base 3 coming. All right, resolve the when revealed. Remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If the bell tower is quiet, it is take a damage. If it was ringing, we'd remove a threat, so we're taking a damage. We have 3 coming at us. We have a defensive 3, so nothing else happens. You may change form. If you're in hero form, place 2 threat on the main scheme. If you're in alter ego form, you cannot change form during your next turn. Well, that's not going to go well because we'll lose the game. So we'll add 2 threat. Then Surge, common criminal. Alter ego action, spend a physical resource, deal 3 damage to a common criminal. If this minion is defeated this way, choose to either draw a card or remove 3 threat from a side scheme. And that surged into a scheme which will lose us the game unless we spycraft it to discard it and draw another card. Let's see, the villain attacks you, give the villain additional boost card for that activation. Ooh. We did get attacked earlier, which would have drawn us a card. And we're getting attacked again to draw a card. Got nothing else we can do for defense. Unless I've got a card that stops the attack. I don't have that one. Additional boost. So it's base 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. We're down to 10. All right, we get to go finally. All right, next card's one cheaper. Next shield card's one cheaper. Nick comes in for 2. Thwart to 2, attack for 2, 3 health. We're going to draw 3 cards with him. Endurance, Locked and Loaded, and Homeland Intervention. Going to attack for 2. I'm going to take a damage to create an energy resource. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. If this card uses only energy resources, the attack gains overkill. So 1 gets soaked up here, 4 breaks through, down to 11. It was an attack with the card we controlled. Let's see. It was an attack while he took it. We get a boost. We're going to remove, let's see. How many shield cards do I have that I can exhaust? None. Thompson's card really saved us earlier, so we're going to play him again to bring back our Spycraft and bring that back into play. Then bring in a surveillance team. And use that to remove 1 and him to remove 2 more. And use that to remove 2. And I think I need to stay in hero form at least 1 more turn. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chang, Spider-Woman, Power in All of Us, Agent 13, Power of Justice, and Homeland Intervention. Get a threat. Nick's going to defend force. I know it's got overkill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. He blocks 2, 3 comes through. We're down to 6. 2 encounter cards. Guard the bell tower. Treat the bell tower's printed text box as if it were blank. When revealed, remove each time counter from the bell tower and flip it to its quiet side. That gets 3 threat. Oh, I forgot that attack had another damage coming on it, so we're down to 5. And an enraged symbiote comes in. That's ready. All right, multi-gun. Remove a threat. Actually, use it from this one. Next card, 1 cheaper. Next shield card, 1 cheaper. Agent 13, thwart of 2, attack of 1 for health. After she attacks or thwarts, choose a shield support to ready that support. So thwarting for 2. Which will finish this off. I could still have 2 left on it. And ready this, and use that to remove a threat from there. Then we're going to bring in Monica Chang. Thwart of 1, attack of 1, 2 health. After she enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a copy of the surveillance team. Put it into play and then add 1 to each surveillance team. Homeland Intervention, exhausts 2 shield cards to remove 4 threat. We're then going to attack for 1, 2, 3, 4. And put all that over here. Actually, it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then Coulson, well, that flips the bell tower over. So increases all damage by 1. If there are no chime counters here, it flips back. When Venom's attack will deal an amount of damage to an identity, remove that many chime counters from here. For each chime counter removed this way, prevent 1 of that damage. Then Monica is going to attack for 1, which equals 2, going down to 9. I'm going to flip over and heal for 3, up to 8. And that got us a boost. And end her turn. Oh, that damage. Got rid of that. All right, 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Powering all of us. Tendrils, Run and Gun, Energy, Homeland Intervention, Savage Attack, and a Sky Destroyer. Add a threat. Scheming for 1, 2, 3. Let's see, remove 2 chime counters. If it's still ringing, remove a threat from the main scheme. So we'll do that first. Remove 2 counters, remove a threat. Then he's scheming for 3. Then 2 encounter cards. Surge and exhaust our identity. Bummer. Yeah, we'll take it. Surged into... Well, we're getting that. Surged into another surge and give the villain a face-down boost. So we're going to shuffle up. Surged into face-down boost. Remove 2 chime counters. Has 1 left. And remove a threat from the main scheme. And an enraged symbiote. All right, back to our turn. We're going to heal for 3, up to 11. Flip over. Multi-gun to get rid of this. Helicarrier to help bring in a Sky Destroyer. To play a shield card, exhaust it to deal 2 damage to an enemy. Actually, not use a Helicarrier. Use a government liaison to help bring that in. Use a Helicarrier to help with a run and gun. Ready Venom in each weapon upgrade we control. We attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 1. So 6 down to 3. Gets us a boost. Then multi-gun. It's not an attack, but it still gets a plus 1, which takes care of the first version. So now retaliate 1, steady, and toughness. Place 2 face-down boost cards on each identity. Do your attack and damage Venom with the card you control. Place a face-down boost card on your identity. 2 boost cards instead if this is the first attack this turn. And 20 health. All right. We're going to have Monica attack to get rid of Tough. Then we're going to Savage attack for 5 plus 1. So 6 down to 14. Get retaliated on. Get a face down boost. Thwart for 2. And end her turn. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got one more coming. Gets us an encounter card. So Tendrils, Genius, Behind Enemy Lines, Under Surveillance, and Strength. So 2 threat. Initiates an attack. We've got 2 things triggering. When the villain initiates, we draw a card. And when the villain initiates against you, cancel the attack. So we're going to draw the card, trigger that first into Nick. Then cancel the attack. If you paid for this card using only physical resources, stun the villain. So he's half stunned. Then we're going to get 1 encounter card. +1. So friends and family, our events are going to cost us 1 extra until we go do an alter ego action, discarding an identity specific card from our hand. Guard the bell tower. Remove each time counter from the bell tower and flip it to its quiet side. Treat its text as if it were blank. And the villain schemes. I think we're going to have to stop that. So that would have been 4 boost cards. So the next one up is he's angry. That's a little bit better. All right. Helicarrier, Liaison, Genius, brings out Nick Fury. And we're going to have him draw 3 cards. Tendrils, Homeland Intervention, and Spider-Woman. Not what I was hoping for. We played a shield card so we can deal 2 damage somewhere. That somewhere will be here, not an attack. Surveillance team for 1. We're going to attack for 1. Down to 11. Gets us a boost. Retaliated on, plus her damage. Ready. Remove 2 threat, or 1 from each of these to get rid of that. Attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put those counters there. He will attack for 2, 3, so down to 8. Gets retaliated on. And that will remove a counter. Coulson will attack for 2, down to 6. Get rid of that. Multi-gun to remove 2 threat. Under surveillance to add 4 to that threshold. Yeah, we haven't played any events, so I haven't had to pay extra yet. So we're going to go 1 more turn here. We're going to discard down, keeping Grasping Tendrils. Drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Savage Attack, Endurance, Locked and Loaded, Powering All of Us, and Monica Chang. Get 2 threat. Goes to attack. Draw a card, Homeland Intervention. Going to play an event. Taking a damage to create a physical resource, since this is going to cost us 3 now. When the villain initiates an attack against you, cancel the attack. If you paid for this using only physical resources, stun the villain. So he's truly stunned now. 2 encounter cards. Venom activates against you. So it goes to activate, loses stunned. Then remove 2 time counters from the bell tower. And remove a threat from the main scheme. And multi-gun for 3. Down to 3 health. And then we're attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Equals 6 damage. And Flash Thompson Venom has taken out the other Venom. And of course, Nick Fury would have been removed from the last turn, but that doesn't change anything. Pretty tough game there. A lot of things to keep track of. So as always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.